Hey guys, and welcome back to another video right here on TetraBitGaming. It's no surprise that these tier list videos have been made pretty popular by the likes of H3H3 and iDubbbz and some others. These videos are pretty similar to the ranking videos I'll already make on this channel, and I've already made several of these tier lists over on Twitter, so I figured why not put them into a video form here. As such, in this video, both myself and the one and only Nathaniel Bandy will be making a tier list of all the stages in Super Mario 64. As always, please keep in mind, these are just our subjective opinions, and we're just two guys on the internet, so take our opinions as just that. Alright, let's call up the Scuttlebug here. Alright, I'm gonna try and summon him. Nathaniel Bandy, Nathaniel Bandy, Nathaniel Bandy, Nathaniel Bandy, Nathaniel Bandy. I really hope the echo isn't too bad in post, but we'll see. Alright, Nathan, you ready to rank some Mario levels?
Dude, I'm ready to get her ranked.
So guys, we're gonna look through all the levels. We kind of ordered them from the start to the end of the game, kind of chronologically. We're just gonna take each level, throw them onto the list, just do like quick impressions, and then once they're all up, we're kind of gonna go through the list and go through like a fine-toothed comb and kind of rearrange and say go more in depth with our thoughts. So without further ado, let's begin. So first up, of course, we got Bob-omb Battlefield.
Probably... I just want to see where you put it before I say anything.
Okay. It's iconic, dude. It's an iconic level. Even if you've just picked up Super Mario 64 for 5 minutes, this is probably the level you would jump into. And I think because it's the first level, I'm not sure if it was the first level to be developed, but I think it's the most like refined level. I'm gonna put it at an A tier for now.
Okay, that's pretty fair.
What are your thoughts?
So I actually would probably put it on S tier, and that's because I think when you're trying to compare Mario 64 levels, I think the most important part is this a level that's fun to run around in? And there's definitely some levels in Mario 64 that it's not very enjoyable, it's kind of hard to do, but like when you play Bob-omb Battlefield, this is a place that you could stay in for, you know, several hours if you really wanted to. It's just so much fun to just kind of explore, you know, see the giant Goomba, go into that little area where the bubbles can crash down onto you, fighting King Bob-omb. I think this level, it's not only a great introduction level, but it just does so much right in terms of just being really fun.
Yeah, you're totally right. It's like a level you can just hop in and just mess around with. Like, you don't even need to do the stars. You can just run around and have a good time. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like the castle, because like the castle and outside the castle is the same kind of ordeal. Yeah. I mean, obviously that's not a level, but like it has that same vibe to it, which is why I would put it at S. And because like I can't really think of any parts of that stage where I would say, oh, I don't like going through this.
Totally. You know what?
That's why I'd put it.
You've swayed me. I'm gonna bump it up to S for now. I might reconsider, but I think you're right. In terms of comparing it to every other level, I think it's phenomenal just in that sense. Next up,
right.
Whomp's
Fortress. Okay.
Tough.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I'll say about Whomp's Fortress. I think it's a pretty creative stage. No, I feel like this is one of those stages that really emphasizes that you're in a 3D game, because when you start, immediately you can tell that there's a lot of elevation in terms of going up and down. You'll go up that slant, and then you've got those rocks that kind of push you. Like, they'll push you off if you don't go fast enough. And then, of course, you have the thwomps and the whomps that you have to deal with. I think that's cool, but the level itself, I don't know how I feel about it necessarily. I feel like
it's really linear.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost too linear, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But for something like Mario 64, I find the levels that are more open world and more exploratory are generally more fun to run around. But I would personally put it at a B tier. I think B or maybe A, simply because it kind of has like a lot of innovations in terms of, like first introducing like 3D.
Yeah, I'd say either totally high B tier. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying A for me personally. I just find
yeah, I'd probably put it at B tier.
Like the biggest thing it lacks for me is, since it's like a stage that you can fall off of, it lacks a lot of that just like fooling around aspect, because like you can jump around. Like if you're really good at the game, you can jump up, get to the top really fast. But if you're not, like you can make a wrong jump and you'll slide right off the stage. And I feel like that kind of kills it in that sense. Other than that, though, I mean, a few of the stars are kind of like whatever. Like the one you can like everyone wall kicks up to it now because it's super easy, but you're supposed to like shoot up there with the cannon.
I don't know. I feel like there should have been like an alternate route to climbing up, but there really isn't anything that you can do about that. Like, it's, you know, coming from a casual perspective, of course, there's other ways to get up there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'd say B tier for me.
Yeah, I think it's a good placement. Princess's Secret Slide, you can obviously do this as soon as you have 1 star. We kind of just threw it in here to shake things up a bit. So, I mean, it's iconic. It is just a slide. You get 2 stars out of it. It's kind of... It's short. I mean, you're usually there for like 20 seconds. You can't really call it like fun. Like if you're like even okay at Mario, like Super Mario 64, you can slide down normally under 21 seconds, whatever, get both stars. It is fun to kind of practice the speedrun routes, but again, that's kind of like high level play, and it's usually not really what people do. I gotta go like...
Where would you put it?
I'd say C. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to compare it to like other Secret Star levels or levels in general. It is kind of unfair to compare it to like another level just because they are completely different. Like you can't compare.
Yeah, it's like a mini level basically.
Yeah. So if I'm comparing it to the other like mini stages, I'd probably say it's the best. So I'd probably put it at C just for the Secret Star stages.
Yeah, I'd say of like the mini stages, it is probably one of the best. I think there might be 1 or 2 better ones. But like. The thing with the slide is that the whole experience is always really fun. But it's just, like you said, it's just way too short. It's over in like 30 seconds.
And both stars are the same thing.
One route down.
Yeah, both stars are doing the same thing, just faster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jolly Roger Bay. Jolly Roger Bay. Water level.
Yeah.
I think the stage has the lowest amount of coins in the game out of any like major stage.
It has 103.
I was gonna say like 102.
Which is the lowest. It's 103. Yeah, that's
3.
the lowest, and the second lowest is Dire Docks with I think 105 or 106.
Something like that. Yeah. So you pretty much need to get every coin, which is painful.
Yeah.
Having to swim
Plus,
around.
it is honestly kind of annoying trying to get into the ship.
Yep.
Like I kind of understand like the idea is cool, like trying to like pull the eel out by getting close to it. I mean, cool idea, but I mean, if you're not really that good at swimming, it's not going to be very fun.
I feel like it's not intuitive. Like if you don't know you're supposed to swim up to the Unagi and then swim away and then come back, it's like,
yeah, it's not
how
very
would you know?
obvious
How would you know?
that.
Like you'll be swimming around. You're like, well, what do I do? I can't get in. There's this giant eel blocking the door.
A D or a C tier for this stage.
If C means like okay, if that's kind of the metric we're using.
Yeah.
I'd say it's just okay. Like it's not great. It's not even good. I wouldn't say it's good. It's okay. And I'm pretty biased against water levels, so that's probably why. It's just I do not enjoy swimming levels, but I'm just like thinking about all the stars. Like
yeah, the only stage I really enjoy doing, or the only star I enjoy doing, is the Treasure Cave one.
Yeah.
And I do like getting the eel as well, like the caged eel when you have to like kind of lure him out.
Oh yeah.
I think that one's really fun. Outside of that, I mean, I really don't like any of the other stars.
See, I think can the eel come out to play one? It's fun if you can catch the star right away, but as soon as he starts swimming away, it's like, okay, you're probably not going to catch up to him at this point.
Like, the thing is, I've played that so many times, I don't mess it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, okay, so you got a solid C.
I'm gonna put it at a C. Aquarium, not a good. It's literally swim.
This stage is bad.
Swim to 8 points. I'm debating if I should put it F. It's pretty bad. It's literally just swim to 8 locations.
It's just getting red coins. Like, I understand it's supposed to just be a miniature stage. But the thing is like, I feel like they should have done more with it. Like, if they wanted to make it look like an aquarium, why didn't they add more, set pieces you would normally find in an aquarium? What it looks like to me is reused assets from Jolly Roger Bay and red coins. That's it. And there's no land. Yeah. It's like boxed Roger Bay. That's what it is.
Yeah, and then in terms of like fun, it's like the same. You get the same outcome as Secret Slide, but it takes you like 3 times as long to collect all 8 coins. You can't even do it fast unless you like time your swimming perfectly. Whatever, you'll save 5 seconds, but
even then, it's really not that fast.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. I'm gonna hot take, put it at F. Cool mountain.
Ooh, cool mountain. Okay, this stage, I'm thinking B or A tier for this one.
Really, A? Okay.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. I think this stage is mostly solid, but it definitely has a couple flaws. Big thing is, of course, the fact that you can go into a chimney and race a penguin down a slide. I think that's super cool. And on top of that, the slide also has an alternate route, or a secret alternate route, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you would think it would be kind of a problem because it'd be hard to get from top to bottom, but there's the teleporters, which basically bring you from the top and bottom of the stage. And as long as you know where they are, they're not that hard to access.
Oh, 100%.
My only issue with this stage is that the fact that it is kind of it's kind of hard to figure out where Star 6 is, the wall climbing one. That is like a section, that stage is like so, like, it's kind of like cryptic in terms of where it is, because you can't like look down and see it. You kind of just have to know that it's beneath you.
How do you get there normally? Because I usually just jump off and then kick in. But you're supposed to...
you're supposed to take a cannon. You're supposed to unlock the cannon. Which, by the way, that's kind of hard to do because you have to talk to the Bob-omb on
a platform,
on that tiny island.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on that tiny island. And then you have to survive that. Then you can take the cannon, and then you land in the tree. And then you get across that way. I think it's a great stage. I would put it at A tier. Like, the more I think about it.
Yeah, I'd say like a low A tier. And just because I think one thing I don't like about it is that it, why am I right-clicking? Is that it reuses a star. You have to do the slide twice, and one of them is just with the penguin. I feel like that's kind of lazy. 2 things I really like about this level. It's like one of the most troll levels in this game because it has 2 trolls. One, you can't beat the race against the penguin if you cheat, which I think is a really nice touch.
Oh yeah,
that it knows if you're cheating. And 2, like the fake small penguin near the mama penguin at the bottom.
Yes.
Where it's like, wow, this penguin's right there. I'll just bring it down like 10 feet or whatever. And it's like, that's not my child.
Yeah, I'd say A tier for me.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good place. Okay, Big Boo's Haunts.
Big Boo's Haunt. Well, S tier because it's a big house. Just automatically.
Big house.
Big house. Okay, so...
There's a lot to this level, and I think it's pretty decent.
So, I'm going to actually put it at C tier. That
really? Okay.
So here's my thing.
Sure.
Really cool level. You know, actually being able to explore the giant house is obviously great. The whole piano popping out at you is classic. Here's the thing, though. The basement sucks. Like, when you're playing the game and you're trying to do, like, red coins, you're just walking around, and then you fall into the basement and have to climb all the way back up. That's, like, the worst feeling.
Yeah.
And that can happen in a lot of parts of the house.
You're right.
And on top of that, there is 2 boss fights, and they're literally the same thing. Star 1, fight Big Boo. Star 5, fight Big Boo on the balcony. So that's kind of lazy, honestly. And
don't forget Boo's merry-go-round. After killing the Boos, you have to fight Big Boo again. So that's 3.
3 times.
3 Big Boo fights. Okay, good point.
I mean,
that is a lot of reusage.
Yeah, I think they used the Big Boo boss way too many times in just this one level.
Yeah.
What I do love is the utilization of the vanish cap. I think, figuring out where you can run through walls to get coins or to fight the big eye, that's really great. But I think I feel like the stage itself, parts of it really just aren't fun to navigate. And then just the fact that 3 stars are basically the same boss, that pushes it to either C tier or really low B tier for me.
Yeah, I'm more so leaning towards lower B tier. I do agree with the Boos, but I do still like the aspect you can the first time you're playing the level, you kind of explore all the doors. You see all the different, you'll open, here's a Mr. I here with a bunch of coffins. Here's just a Mr. I with a second floor on top that you can get to later. The haunted books, the piano, all the bookcases that stuff comes flying out and attacking
fly
you.
Around.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nice touches.
They did a good job making it feel like a haunted house. So I think they nailed that vibe the best that they could.
Yeah, because I think we have to keep in mind also like the setting or the mood almost. Like the music's really creepy. I think it's the only song that isn't ever reused. The atmosphere is just phenomenal. So I think that's something to take into account too. Is like it's just a really good setting for a haunted like level. So I'm gonna put low B. I think it's like a good mid-tier level. Bowser 1.
Huh.
It's short. If you're good, it's short. You can get up pretty fast.
It is short. But red coins are very difficult. Even like high-skilled players constantly die on this stage trying to get red coins.
Yeah, the first 2 suck. The worst.
Yeah, the first that's the hardest part. It's the first 2 red coins. So I think this is a really good stage to start with Bowser. Like the music, absolutely perfect. The background with like the green like cave-like structure. God, I don't know. Maybe...
Yeah, it kind of gives you a sample of a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, I think it does a great job setting the mood for the first Bowser fight.
I'm thinking like low B as well.
Yeah, I'd put it in B tier.
It's good. Like it's good for a Bowser fight. It's all right. Hazy Maze Cave, I think, is next. I hope we got the order right.
So, all right, I got some things. To say about Hazy Maze Cave. So obviously the point of the stage is to be a maze, and it's supposed to look like a cave.
Yep.
And they nail both of these things, but the problem is the fact that
it sucks.
It sucks, yeah. So here's why I think it sucks. Especially like the worst part of the stage is definitely the maze section. Because like since you're in a 3D game, it makes it so hard to tell where you are. Like okay, I've played this game for thousands of hours over, my entire life. Yeah. There's moments where I still get lost in the cave because it's kind of hard to tell sometimes because everything looks so similar. There's not really like distinct points in the maze where you can tell where you are. And I think that's just bad level design in general.
Yep. Not to mention the actual haze damages you if you don't have the metal cap constantly.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth on that. Like, I think it's probably fine, but maybe, I don't know, maybe your damage gets sucked out too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, before you unlock the metal cap, it's kind of a mess if you don't know exactly where you're going, what you want to do.
I love the section with the dory, or whatever, the Lapras thing.
Lapras.
I think that's a pretty cool section, having a ground pound on it to get on top of its head to get the star, being able to access metal cap. I think that's fine, but like the rest of the level, I don't know. It's just like not very fun because like the room where you got to get the red coins.
I was just gonna say red coins are awful in this level.
And it's not even that like it's hard. It's just boring because you have to basically just wait on the elevator and just slowly move it around. Now, obviously, if you're like a speedrunner, you can easily just triple jump and wall jump all over the place to get the red coins. But for most people, you're sitting on the elevator just waiting. Yep. And it's really boring. And if you fall, you have to climb all the way back up.
Like the only thing I like about this course, honestly, is the easy stars to get. Like the two in the room with the rocks. There's the one you can just wall kick up to, and there's one that you're supposed to wall kick up to at the end there.
Yeah, also, what kind of clue is that? Watch out for falling rocks? How am I supposed to know that you wall jump off the wall to get up there? Like, there's no indication. Yeah, you're right. Like, unless you know it's there, like, why would you wall kick up at the end by the door? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm putting it in D tier. I'm gonna say D tier as well. Like, it's not a level I'm ever happy to play. Like, it's always one of the ones I'm just like, please no. Lethal Lava Land. Also, I'll start off with this one. I am not a fan of this level because it's pretty much here's a bunch of lava and here's a bunch of geometrical shapes for you to traverse around the course to get around to fight bullies like 3 times, like to get a star. One thing I do like is the volcano in the middle. I think it's a nice touch. It's like, oh, like the first time you jump in, you're like, wow, like you jump in the volcano and there's a whole new section inside, and it's like, wow, that's so cool. Other than that, though, I just I think it's a lazy level, and it's like you can tell it's like early N64. They were just starting to play around with like 3D objects and stuff, and it's like I said, lava with a bunch of like shapes on it for you to jump around on. I actually really like this level. Okay, interesting. So you brought up, now I like it less now that you brought up the fact that you fight the bully, like, I think twice? I think you fight him twice in a row.
Yeah, you fight the big one just by himself, and you fight the 3 little ones, and then the big one comes out. And I think
I would probably say that's probably the worst part of the stage.
Okay.
But I feel like I really like this one because one of the big ones is the fact that you can go into a volcano and you're able to climb up it. I think that's really, really, it's just creative.
Sure.
Like, that's not something you'd expect from, like, an N64 game.
Yeah.
This is one of those levels that, like, I feel like no one likes this level, but I've always enjoyed just running around in it.
Sure.
And I think it's kind of exhilarating because of the fact that you're surrounded by lava and you have to be extra careful. For me, it's going to be, like, A or B tier.
Really?
I don't think you're going to do that, but that's what I would put it at.
I think the atmosphere is cool, but I think the actual level design is just so bare bones that I really, like, I have fun with this level. I do like it a lot more than Hazy Maze Cave. Honestly, I think I might put it even at C tier, because I was just thinking, I do like it more than Jolly Roger Bay. I think it is more fun than Jolly Roger Bay, but I think overall level design's kind of bare bones. Like I said, it's just
that's what I like. I kind of like that because it's laid out in a way that's like really exploratory and open world, kind of like Bob-omb Battlefield.
Sure.
Or like Big Boo's Haunt as an example. I also really love the puzzle star as well. I think that's just a really neat idea. Like, it's really easy. But the fact that, like, when the puzzle completes itself, there's like a burst of coins that pop up afterwards.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. I like that.
Although I will say the log star's kind of dumb. Or you can just fly over it with the wing cap if you know what you're doing. But, yeah.
Shifting Sandland. I kind of have similar thoughts about it to Lethal Lava Land. I really do like that you can go inside the inside the pyramid. However, inside the pyramid, you pretty much do the same thing twice. The first time you just get up to the top. The second time you get up to the top, but then fall back down on the platforms. Pretty much do the same thing, just a little bit more.
There is the Klepto Star. That's a really neat one.
I like that one.
Having to grab the star from Klepto.
Yeah, the fight with Irok's kind of cool. It's different. It kind of shakes things up. Gives you like an actual mini boss, which I think is the only mini boss. Okay, I guess minus Wiggler. I think that's the only real mini boss in the game. And sorry, King Bob-omb and King Whomp. I'm dumb. Okay, so but anyway, it kind of changes it up because we haven't seen a boss. I guess like if you're playing the game normally, you don't really see a boss since King Whomp, which was like 5 or 6 levels ago. So I like that. Don't really like climbing all 4 towers. I think it's kind of it's cool. I do like what happens. I do like that once you do it, the top of the pyramid flies off, and it's kind of like, ooh, Illuminati confirmed. So I do like that. However, I do think it's kind of lame to actually do it.
I think I'd say like half of the stars are kind of interesting to collect. My biggest issue with this level is the fact that, you know, the big obstacle in Lethal Lava Land is the lava. But if you get hit by it, you're probably fine. You can just land back on normal ground. With this stage, some of the sand you can kind of climb back out of, but there's also a chunk of the sand where if you touch it, you're just dead. You're straight up dead. Like the whole maze part where you're supposed to run across and there's the boulders trying to crush you. You fall into that quicksand, that's it. You got to restart the entire level. And then like the outside of the pyramid, all of that is like basically quicksand.
Yeah, there's three.
That's super obnoxious.
There's 3 different types of sand, I think. There's like the one you can just run on, the one that you like slowly sink down, and the one that just insta kills you. And it's if you're new to the game, it's kind of hard to tell them apart, and you can just be jumping around.
It's very hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, you can just be jumping around. You're like, wow, why does this sand kill me and this sand doesn't? I don't know. I'm gonna put it low C tier.
I'm gonna do C tier.
I'd say low C tier.
Yeah.
Dire Docks.
F.
Really? F. Okay. I don't like this level either. I think if I'd put it F.
Bill, what do you like about this stage? That's what I want to know. I like almost nothing about this stage.
I pretty much just like the first star. Honestly, getting onto Bowser's sub. I don't like that you have to beat Bowser to make the sub leave. I think it's not cryptic, but like, because like when I was playing this game not too long ago, I just wanted to get the red coins, and you can't get the red coins until you beat Bowser because you need the moving platforms to get there, and they don't appear until Bowser's sub leaves, and it only leaves after you defeat Bowser, which is kind of stupid. So kind of like forces you to do the 1-star, beat Bowser, and then go back. The manta ray star sucks. The chests in the current sucks. The one where you need the vanish cap sucks. The one where you need the metal cap sucks. It's kind of just like, oh, you got the caps, now use them. Red coins is slow and mediocre.
So, yeah, the thing with this stage is I think it's pure F tier, probably the worst stage in the game.
Okay.
Simply because it's just so slow, and all the stars are like so mundane to complete. And then there's red coins where you're supposed to pole jump. So it's like
slow.
You have to slowly swim to the other section of the level, and then you have to make the boxes appear, and then you have to wait for the poles to slowly move across so you can grab the red coins. It's just the whole level is just really very slow paced.
It's like a slow version of Jolly Roger Bay, which is already slow.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think it's fun. I think it's just like too
I don't think
slow.
it works because the swimming mechanics really aren't that great. It takes a lot of practice to get good with the swimming.
Sure.
And even then, I don't know, I don't find it fun. It's the worst stage for me.
Bowser 2.
Ooh, Bowser 2. I actually really like this stage.
I think it's fun.
I don't think it introduces a lot of new mechanics, but I just feel like the layout is just really fun to run through. There's just like a bunch of stuff that happens, and I think the fact that the layout is constantly changing and it's just really fun to just kind of play through, it puts that at A tier for me.
A tier, okay.
Maybe
I'd say
B tier, but I think it's better than the first Bowser level. I think it's
agree.
more fun to run through.
For me, I'd say B. I'll just put it above
tier?
above Bowser 1. Wet Dry World.
Okay. I think this stage has the coolest gimmick out of the entire game, which is, of course, being able to change the water levels. Now, I know we've been talking about water and how we don't like it, but the fact that you can kind of control the levels and, when you actually want to use it, I think is such a really neat idea.
Yep.
And, it's utilized in a way where it makes for super cool stars. Shocking arrow lifts, that star's kind of lame, I won't lie.
Who does that star normally, though?
I've literally never done it normally. You just long jump across. There's 5 ways to get that star.
Well, the easiest way is just to have
sequence
the water at the lowest level, go through the teleport, and just jump down. It's the easiest thing.
There's so many ways to get it.
Yeah, which I think is the beauty of Mario 64. You can just tackle stars in a bunch of different ways, which I think is amazing. I do like the underwater town. I think that's a phenomenal secret almost.
Yeah, I love the underwater town because at this point in the game, this is when most people will start getting used to wall jumping, and then the game just throws you into a town. So you're given the opportunity to really start utilizing the wall jumps, because you got to do it a lot to get around to get all the red coins. And I think the fact that they did put all the red coins in the same area was really smart. I think the Vanish Cap Star, where you have to run around the town, that's really creative. I'm going to put it at S tier. That's what I would do.
S tier, okay. I was going to put it low A.
I think it barely hits S tier just because of the fact that you can control the water level. And they actually found really creative ways where you have to pay attention to what the water level is. And the fact that you can control what the water level is before even entering the stage. If you jump high into the painting, you get top water level. You jump at the bottom, you get the lowest water level. That's just a smart idea.
I'm gonna put it high A tier. I think I like it more than Cool Mountain. I don't know if I can put it S tier quite yet. Snowman's Land.
I think just off the bat, I think it's a B tier stage.
Okay, it's kind of okay. You're right. It's kind of I don't even know if it's okay. I'd say it's. Sorry, I wouldn't say it's good. I'd say it's okay. I'd almost put it somewhere in C tier.
I might put it in C because I'm thinking about. So I'm putting it in B because when I go through it, it's another one of those stages where it's really fun to run around in.
Okay.
Because it's nice and big. The thing is that there's definitely a couple stars that aren't very fun. Like the one with the snowman where he blows you off. One's. I mean, it's obvious what you're supposed to do. Just hide behind the penguin or on top of it.
But he jukes you out.
But,
he flipping. Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Oh, it's awful.
Now, if you know what you're doing, you can avoid that entirely. Like,
Yeah.
You can just wall jump around, but most people can't do that.
Yeah.
So I love the fact you can go inside an igloo. The ice bully star is stupid. It's literally just the bully star except a different texture.
Yeah, as if we haven't seen...
Nothing's changed about it.
Yeah, as if we haven't seen bullies already enough.
I think the ice bully is slightly more aggressive than the regular bullies, but like, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. So is it C? I probably put it...
I'm still debating between... I think it's probably low B.
Low B. I'm gonna put it high C for me. I do like it more than like Lethal Lava Land, I'd say, but I do like it less than Big Boo's Haunt. I guess that's for me a good metric to put it between. Tall Mountain.
Oh man.
What I don't like is that like 4 stars are just getting up to the top in some way.
Yeah. So, like, the thing with this stage is I absolutely love it, but I know it's not a good stage. Like, there's something about it that I love, like, the atmosphere, I guess. And I do think it's fun to climb up the mountain, but there's a lot of parts where, like, even getting, like, the red coins, like, this... It's so obnoxious getting red coins, because first off, they're kind of broken off in the level. 4 of them are on the tiny mushrooms, so you have to get those without falling. And then the last 4 is in that section with all the monkeys and the Monty moles.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to climb up all those platforms is just obnoxious. Like, it's so easy to slip up and fall. And then, like you said, you know, like 3 stars, you just climb up to the top. But then there's the slide. I really like the slide because... the game realizes you've already played 2 slides. You've done Peach's slide and the one from Cool Mountain. Now the slide's actually a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. It even has like the psych out where you can't. There's a place where you can actually go to a dead end and die.
Yeah, it's definitely the best slide almost. I'd say like most refined.
It is the best slide,
and that's actually because I believe this slide was originally supposed to be the slide in Cool Mountain. I think in like one of the original betas, that's the slide that it would take you to. So I think it was made really early in the game, and that's probably why it's the most polished, because they've been working on it, I guess, for the longest amount of time. But as far as the whole level goes, I think climbing up the top of the mountain the first time is really cool. It's like
it over and over again gets tiring.
Yeah, because you got to do it the first time just to get to the top. You got to get to the waterfall. You got to do the one with the monkey, like guiding him to the caged up star. And you got to do it to get up to the slide. So you pretty much go up to the top like 4 times out of 7 stars.
And then star 6 is Blast to the Lonely Mushroom. This one is particularly stupid if you're trying to do it casually, because what you have to do is you have to find the Bob-omb, and finding the pink Bob-omb is very difficult. But once you do, then you have to teleport to the cannon, and then the pathway gets like super skinny, and then when you do get to the cannon, you have 1 shot at getting the star, and if you miss, you start all over again.
I forget how bad that is.
There's like a few easy alternatives compared to doing that, but the fact that that's the way you're supposed to do it is like so stupid.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. That alone, I think, puts it really low for me, just because that is super unfair. Like if you're
that's a really unfair one.
If you're casual,
I'm doing high D.
Like, if you're casual to get to test and check in order to get a star, that's not fair.
Exactly.
And I forgot about that, because I usually use save states when I do that star. Without it, yeah, you're right. You aim too low. Good luck. Go do it again. Keep doing it until you get your trajectory right. Yeah. So that's
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at high D tier.
High D tier.
Maybe almost C, but I don't know. I think there's too many flaws to put it at C.
Sure. Tiny Huge Island, I'm just gonna hot take put this at S. It's my favorite level.
S tier. Okay.
I think it's a phenomenal level.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna put it at S tier as well.
Okay. I think just the whole mechanic of being tiny and huge Mario, or I guess everything else is tiny and huge, I think is awesome. Like it's almost like Super Mario Bros. 3, where there was the tiny or huge island, whatever it was, where everything's big around Mario. But in a 3D space, it's just, I think it's awesome. And the fact that you can go to the other world where Mario is giant in comparison, I think it's really cool. And especially since they link both worlds together. Like if you do something in the tiny version, it carries over to the small version, which I think also is it makes you kind of think to do creative things, like ground pounding the top of the mountain to drain the water. I think is one of the coolest stars. Like, it's just so creative.
Oh, that's
honestly.
like the most creative star in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And then the fact there's 2 sub areas as well. There's the Wiggler stage, which admittedly the Wiggler boss is way too easy.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I'm putting it at A tier, because that boss, they could have done something, like make it faster or something. But,
Sure.
still a fun boss. And then there's the red coin area, which is pretty cool as well. I mean, it looks kind of basic, but I think the platforms are laid out in a way where it's fun to kind of jump around and grab all the red coins.
Sure.
And you can leave the sub area if you want to. Like, you're not just trapped there, like with a sub area.
Yeah, totally. One thing I do like another nice touch is that if you kill him in the tiny version, he's also dead in the bigger version. Even if you want to get the star, he just disappears.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm just having
God.
like a memory from my childhood, which I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure because he appears as a tiny Koopa if you go into the tiny version, and you can stomp on him, get blue coins, and then if you go to the bigger version, I'm pretty sure he's just gone. You can't do the star. You're pretty much soft locked for getting that star, which I think is a really nice touch. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. I think it was hilarious.
That's true. That's funny.
Yeah. So for me, I think out of all 15 regular courses, it's probably my favorite overall. Tick-tock clock. I have mixed feelings about this star, or about this course.
Yeah, so like this is the point in the game where obviously things are going to get more challenging. And I think like the developers probably realize what makes these games hard is having to travel up vertically,
Yep.
which is the main focus here, which in turn is going to make the stages very linear. So here's the thing, like with Tick-tock clock, obviously you're climbing the clock several times, but they made so many different, like the variety in stars is honestly kind of baffling. Like there's one where you have to go into the cage, there's the 2 where you have to hop on to the minute hand. I feel like the stars are like really creative. The only thing with this stage that I really wish they could have done was like change up the music, because it's like the 8th time they're using the slider music.
Yeah.
Like, it actually does fit, but it would have been nice to have, something a little bit different.
I think this is what Telltale Mountain should have been. I think Telltale Mountain should have had stars along the way as you progress higher and higher up the mountain. And I think
that's the thing. Because, like, the stars, you don't have to climb to the very top every time. It's only one instance where you have to go to the very top.
And I feel like
that's it.
You feel more of a sense of progression as you get higher. Because it's like you get to this point, you get the star. Now go up a little bit further, get the next star, and then eventually you go up to the top where the Whomp is, and you're like, okay, well I've pretty much gotten to the top here, and I feel like it's more fulfilling, in my opinion, than Telltale Mountain, where it's like you go up to the top the first time, then every sequential time after that, that's the right word, after that it's just not as interesting. Whereas this one, I feel like you feel more of a sense of progression as you get higher and higher, and you get the stars along the way. And
there's the time mechanic too.
I was just gonna say, I think it's a fantastic like mechanic where like the level changes depending on when you enter the stage, which is all. I mean, I always go when it's frozen. Like I never play the level when it's actually moving around because I'm just no skill. But
yeah, like there's like some stages where it would be easier to play on like a slow speed.
Yeah.
But like honestly, I'm like thinking and like looking back, I can't think of any other platformer that has had a mechanic where the stage where you can make the stage move or not move. This is like the only level ever that's ever done that.
Yeah.
And it does it well. Like it actually makes sense because clock parts are supposed to move in a very strict pattern, which is exactly how the stage operates.
This and Wet Dry World, I love both stages because they do have that like secret mechanic, like which depends how you enter the course, as it affects the course itself, which I think is fantastic. The
I'm
platforming
actually gonna put this at A tier.
I'm thinking A tier as well. The platforming is really, I'd say probably one of the most difficult platforming stages in the game, especially if stuff's moving around.
I feel like it's fair. It's
fair.
difficult, but it's fair platforming.
Yeah, it's definitely not cheap. It's just it requires skill, which is good because it's the second last course of the game. So at this point, you should be like knowing what you're doing.
Right. And I think another thing to note is, a lot of people complain about this stage and say, oh, but if I'm at the top and I fall, I'm dead. I've never really found that to be the case personally, because if you fall, you just fall somewhere on the bottom of the stage because all of the platforms are kind of running around on the edge. There's barely any platforms in the middle. So I'm putting it A tier.
Yeah, I'm going to put it at A tier as well. I think it's a really good level. This flying stage, garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
Oh wow, straight to the F.
I think it's straight to the F. It's literally just flying around from platform to platform with the wing cap.
So I do kind of agree, but I do feel like this stage does it does about the best it could do with the flying stage, because like at this point you've probably already done a bunch of flying, so you're kind of used to it. So this is somewhat like the final test for flying, and there's wing cap blocks all over the place. So as long as you don't bonk into the clouds, you can pretty much take your time at getting the red coins. And I don't know, I actually think it's kind of neat. Like, kind of generic, but I'd put it at C tier, I think.
Will this sway your opinion? I can't remember. If you die, do you fall outside of the castle?
Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, if you fall, you go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, and you have to go back into the castle, go all the way upstairs, go all the way upstairs again, and jump into the stage again.
While I agree, even from like a casual perspective, like you can just take your time. Like there is no rush for you to, get these red coins quickly.
Sure.
And it's pretty easy to like see them all too. As long as you're just keeping track of what clouds you've already been on, and as long as you don't bonk into any clouds, which isn't really that hard to do. Just shoot high and you'll be fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't probably put it like even high C. Like I think it's better. I think it's more like interesting than even like Princess Peach's slide.
I'd say it's more interesting. I'm definitely biased with my Mario wing cap skill. I'm definitely not as good at flying with him. But again, just the fact that if you fall off, I'm just saying like normal casual players, I feel like it's just unfair to send the player outside. Sure, you don't lose a life, but I'd rather lose a life than have to waste probably takes 2 minutes to get back up to the top there, which I think is just not cool. So honestly, I'd probably put this at B, but because of that reason, it drops an entire rank for me. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it at C. I might bump it up to D. I think it's a bit harsh to put it at F, but I do think it's not good. Okay, Rainbow Ride.
Rainbow Ride. Okay, this one, so it goes for the same gimmick like that TikTok clock does, but the problem is that it feels like Dire Docks, but on land. Like it's so slow paced. Like obviously everything's on the land, but like the stars are so spread out, and you have to ride carpets half the time. But like then you've got the stupid pirate ship one. You got to climb up that. That takes forever to do. Yeah, and if you fall at any point, then
you're dead.
That's it.
It's not like TikTok clock. There is no saving you. Pretty well. It's a far less chance where you're gonna get saved. Here, you fall off, you're probably dead.
You're basically dead.
Yeah.
There's the big house star, which you know I love big houses, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. That is like the worst star in the game. You sit on the carpet for like a minute and a half doing nothing.
Yep.
All you have to do is avoid fire twice, and that's it.
That's the thing. Even if you get to those the first time,
it's so boring.
You go outside and you come back in, right? I think. So if the fireplace or whatever hits you and you fall off, the carpet disappears and you got to do it again.
Yeah, you're done for. 100 coins is so stupid because you're required to get the blue piece switch. And in order to do that, you have to wall jump up the walls over and over and over again. If you miss input any of those wall jumps, there goes like 30 coins you needed.
Yeah, and not just that, you pretty much have to traverse the entire course to get 100 coins. Yeah. It's like every segment, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm putting it at like high F tier. Like it's slightly better than the water stages, but not by much. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like I feel like this level needed more time to be fleshed out. Because like there's no theme behind it. A lot of the stars take way too long to get to. Yeah, high F tier for me.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a rushed level. It is my least favorite stage in this game. I'm gonna put it F. F. Bowser 3. I think this is my favorite Bowser course out of all three. I think it pretty much tests all your skills you've kind of learned up to this point in a really good way. And there are still shortcuts. Like if you're skilled, there are still a lot of shortcuts you can use. Which again, like it rewards you for knowing what you're doing really well.
I think what I really like about this one too is that while it's linear, it's designed in a way where if you mess up, the whole course is built vertically and kind of like in a straight line. So you're kind of going back and forth between this line. So if you fall, you're probably going to be fine. You can just restart and try again. I like that courses, you know, give you the option to do that. I would probably say probably A or B tier.
Really?
I think I'll put it at B tier. Or I don't know.
I don't
think of like anything I don't like about it.
I'm gonna put it at A tier.
I'm putting it at B tier because the red coins are two of them are the most cryptic in the game. That's the only thing that's putting it at B tier. I actually think it's probably slightly more fun to run through than even the first Bowser, just because it's a little bit longer.
Yep.
And you know, I like the background even more. It's got like a eerie purple and pink sky. I don't know. It just really works well.
I feel like
this is the final Bowser.
I was gonna say, it really sets you up for a final battle. I think it's really like foreboding. I think is the $1 million word of the day. All we have left are the cap stages. Again, these are kind of their own class. I guess they kind of fall in with the secret stages. Wing cap. It's okay. I'd say it's a less. It has one purpose. Get the wing cap. Yeah, I'd say it's less fun than the other wing cap stage we talked about. This one's it's definitely less fun. It's iconic. I don't know if we can take into account we have to like look up into the ray of light. I think that's really cool. That's one of them. Like, I think a lot of people have like a good memory of that because it's like you stand and it's like, oh, you look up into the light and it takes you to a level. It's so cool. Oh yeah, it's like the coolest way to go into a level. Yeah. So my biggest gripe, which is why I'm gonna put it in D tier, is the fact that if you miss red coins near the top, it is impossible to try to get them again. You're screwed. I think that's just bad level design. Yeah. Because if you're trying to get them and you miss them, you have to like ground pound and restart. Yeah. There should have been a way to at least try to like get back up and try again. Yeah, if you miss the bottom 2 red coins, you can try to get those again. Yeah. But like anything above that, it's impossible. Yeah. Also, fun fact, you know you can actually get all the coins in this stage? Really? Yeah, like it's very difficult, but I saw a video of a guy do it, and I was like, what the heck? How did you do this? Yeah, it's really precise. That's the thing, you have to do it in one go pretty much. Well, the top section anyway. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it has one purpose, to get the wing cap. The star there is kind of whatever. Yeah. I'm still going to put it at low D tier, just for the fact that you can't try to get red coins again if you were to miss them. Yeah. I'm gonna put it ahead of the other, just because again that one sends you back outside. I don't know I don't know if that's a way to judge the actual level itself, but I think it's pretty scummy. But at least if you miss red coins, you could just try again because you can easily get more wing cap. I don't like both of them, so I'm going to put them kind of pretty much together in D tier. I think they both have their pros and cons, which sets them pretty close. What's this one actually called? It's Vanish Cap Under the Mode, I think. Okay. So getting this star is super cool because you have to go into the basement, of course, and then ground pound those 2 pillars. The water drains. I don't know where it drains, but it drains. And then you get this level just out of nowhere. Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's actually really fun to run through, but it's also like kind of annoying at the same time because if you miss red coins, it's very hard to get them again. Like, it's not impossible, but most casual players will not be able to get the first 4 red coins again. I was gonna say that's a big drawback. Yeah, if you're a casual player, like if you don't know, you can like jump kick up the slope. It's pretty much if you miss it, you're probably restarting or you're probably just jumping off and trying again. I feel like all it's doing is just testing like your precision in terms of like jumping, but it's done in a way that's really slow and kind of boring. So I think for that, I'm going to put it at high D tier. That's what I would do. I'd say so far it's the best secret stage-ish. Yeah. And then last, metal cap. I'd say this is one of the cooler ones. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, this one's cool, but I like that it's like nice and short, like it should be. So I'd probably put it in C tier. Also, the music is awesome. Like when you first get into the metal cap, you feel so cool. That is like a really finding cool that area, and then dun dun dun, the music kicks in. Yeah, it's great metal cap music. So I'm putting it like probably somewhere in C tier. Yeah, I think I would do. I think you've swayed my decision. I think C tier is a good spot. Okay, so we got all the levels kind of in a tier. let's quickly just go through them and kind of see if we want to move them up or down in the tier itself. I think Tiny Huge Island is phenomenal. I think it's the best stage in the game. I think C tier for me is pretty good. We've kind of said everything we wanted about those levels.
Well, I'm going through mine as well.
Okay, I think I'm good with my list. So right now, Nathan's also been working on his list, so I'll kind of post it on screen here as well. So we'll kind of compare both of our lists. I think overall we were pretty close. We did have some disagreeing viewpoints, which is of course good. I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with both of our lists. I'm sure there's some very, very adamant Rainbow Ride fans out there that are not going to be pleased with what we've been saying.
Oh yeah. I think the biggest difference between us was Lethal Lava Land, because mine's in A tier, yours is in C.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest gap.
That's definitely the biggest gap.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. This is gonna be my first tier list. If you guys enjoy this, if it does well, I do plan on doing these again with a lot of other things like Mario games, Cuphead bosses, whatever. We'll see how it goes going forward. But anyways, guys, can we get a special thank you to Nathaniel Bandy for joining us in today's video?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks, dude. All right, guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, check out my I haven't made any tier lists yet, but when I do, I'll have an annotation right up wherever. But as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching today. And as always, guys, I will see you in a bit. Bye-bye.